Hello beauty beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a wear test Wednesday on the PUR 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie long wear foundation and concealer. Wow, that's a mouthful. I have been so stinking excited for this foundation. I have the shade LN4 and I was actually shade matched to a different shade on their website, but I actually found this for a cheaper price on Ulta. I think it was like $27 instead of $36 is what I paid for it. So it was on sale for a limited time at Ulta. They only had certain shades, so I tried my best to get the shade that I thought would match me the best. If you are new here to my channel, be sure to subscribe because I do upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I also do wear test Wednesdays every other week where I review and do a wear test of a brand new foundation, a concealer, something that's supposed to be long wearing or claims to be long lasting, and we see if it's worth the buy. So if you like these types of videos, be sure to give this one a thumbs up, and especially if you enjoy it while you're watching. I just realized I have not dampened my beauty blender. First world problems. I will be right back. I'm gonna go dampen my beauty blender, and then we are gonna hop into applying some primer and then getting a little bit more into what the foundation's claims are. This foundation retails for $36. You get 1 fluid ounce of product, which is standard for foundations. I'm on the PUR website right now, and it says that it's time to love your skin. It's a 4-in-1, groundbreaking, all-in-one skincare infused long wear foundation and concealer that's supposed to blur imperfections, enhance your natural beauty. It has age-defying keratin complex and antioxidant rich energy complex. What does that even mean? It has green tea, ginseng, vitamin B. See, it's supposed to be medium to full coverage, and it fights against environmental stressors. Choose your perfect match from 100 vegan-friendly shades consisting of cool, neutral, and warm undertones. 100 shades. I found it pretty difficult actually to find my shade in this foundation because there were so many that seemed so similar. I chose this shade based on what the undertone was. I think, let's see, LN4. LN4 online, it's described as fair skin with neutral undertones. This shade you can only get online. I thought that that was probably the best match for me. I do have fair skin. I have neutral undertone. I have a little bit of golden undertones, but I'm not too yellow. I'm not too pink. I'm kind of right in the middle. So here is what the foundation looks like. It looks like it actually might be a perfect match. I wouldn't say that this is fair. We'll have to see. So the cool thing that really drew me to this foundation in particular is it has a pump, which is like for the foundation side, but then you also can untwist it, and it's a concealer. What is this madness, okay? It says that it's supposed to be a blue light defense. It's cruelty-free, vegan-friendly, gluten-free, anti-pollution. This sounds like a great foundation to have. I'm trying to see what the finish is supposed to be. Okay, leave behind a natural skin-like finish. I've seen a lot of people here on YouTube already review this and really like it. So I'm very eager to try this out. First, let's jump into some primer. I'm gonna be taking the Catrice Hydrating Prime and Care Spray. I've been loving this little spray thing. Ooh, this has coffee seed extract in it, grapefruit extract, rice bran extract, lingonberry fruit extract. What are these things? This is crazy. I'm gonna go in with my regular primer. I don't want this to affect how the foundation wears, so I'm gonna take the Revlon Photo Ready Pore Reducing Primer. This is a great one from the drugstore if you want your pores to be minimized and your skin to be blurred. I feel like the price is pretty decent for this foundation being $36. There are so many foundations that are way above that price that are just, to be honest, overpriced. They're overpriced. They're not worth it, but I can get on board with a $36 foundation. I prefer if it was like $20, but those are hard to find at Sephora and Ulta. Right now it is 10:13 in the morning. Got kind of a late start. I turned my lights on at 8:30 and I sat upstairs on my computer for a good hour and then got coffee before I even started this. So we're starting a little late. Let's first take this on a little tray thing that I have. Ooh, I like the pump. I like this pump. That is an easy pump to use. I typically like my foundations with a beauty blender. Like 9 times out of 10, I will prefer the beauty blender over a brush. I do have a brush here though, in case I'm not digging it with the beauty blender. So I took like 1.5 pumps. That might be too much. This is like a perfect shade for me. It says medium to full coverage. I already see that. It's covering a lot of my skin with not that much on my beauty blender. When I went on PUR's website to originally get my shade match, I thought it was really cool because on the website, they do have an option where you can shade match yourself using another brand. So you can put in another brand and a foundation color that you are in that brand, and it will come up and tell you what that shade is within the range. So even though it's 100 shades and it can seem a little intimidating at first, because you're like, oh my gosh, how in the world am I supposed to find my shade in this range when there's 100 of them? And especially because I ordered this online, I did not go into the store and test it. So I suppose that if you went in, it'd definitely be easier for you to find your shade because you could test it on your skin right there. But I thought that was very helpful, especially for people that have a hard time finding their shade. You just be like, hey, here's a shade and another foundation and a different brand that works for me, and they come up with a shade that works for you. I would say this matches me almost exactly. I am just a little tan, more tan than I normally am. I don't know if I would consider the shade fair. I'd probably consider the shade light. So just keep that in mind when you are trying to find your foundation match. It is sitting on my skin so beautifully. It's giving this nice, pretty like satin finish. It's not emphasizing texture or pores. It actually makes my texture, especially like on my chin, look smooth. I do agree with the claim of it being medium to full coverage. I used like 1.5 pumps and that for sure gave me full coverage just on one application. This applied very nicely using my beauty blender. I don't think I'd prefer it with a brush, just considering how nice it looks on my skin just with using a beauty blender. I'm gonna take you guys a little bit closer so you can get a better look at my skin and how it's sitting on my skin before I go ahead and apply my powder. I know we're so close. Hello, we're close. But I wanted to show you my skin. It looks so nice. I don't know how I feel about it being a concealer because the shade of the foundation, it matches me exactly. So if I use the concealer, it wouldn't really apply any brightening underneath my eyes, which I typically like a little bit of brightening under my eyes. It's not settling into my fine lines on my forehead. I'm doing this a lot and nothing's happening. Sitting on my cheeks so nicely. My nose doesn't look dry at all. Sometimes it can look a little bit more dry on my nose for some reason. My chin looks amazing. Everything looks so good. Like it applied flawlessly. I would say that since I have applied it, it did oxidize just a little bit. It darkened a little. Still matches me almost 100%. I know that it said that it was a natural satin finish, but I am gonna apply a mattifying powder on top. Hopefully that keeps me not looking super greasy throughout the day. Let's try the concealer. So I'm gonna unscrew this. I love this packaging. This is so convenient. Just like, especially with traveling, all you have to do is take this little guy as your foundation and concealer and you're set. The doe foot's really nice. I think it's so cool how they did this. It looks so natural. Like it's just sitting on my, it's so flattering, you guys. I actually think it's okay that the concealer is the same shade as the foundation. Covered my dark circles pretty dang well. I wouldn't say it's as full coverage than my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I still think that's a little bit more coverage than this. I'm gonna go ahead, apply the rest of my makeup. We'll be back to just kind of share my thoughts on this foundation, but so far it's really good, you guys. So far it applied like a dream. It blended out super easily. Let me go ahead, finish the rest of my makeup. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. It is 11:05. We're gonna call the check-in time 10:30 because that's when I finished up with my face makeup. But here's what the foundation is looking like. I gotta say it looks flawless. It looks stunning. It looks very natural and not super matte on my skin. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look heavy, it doesn't feel heavy. Feels very nice and comfortable on the skin. You can still get a little bit of a glow underneath it, but hopefully it doesn't make me look oily throughout the day. I'm gonna check in about halfway through my day and show you how it's wearing on my skin. Then I'll come back at the very end of the night and share my final thoughts with you about how this foundation wore on my oily skin. If you guys have tried this foundation, let me know what you think down in the comments, like how did it wear on your skin? Do you like it? What? All right, you guys, so it is 3:20 in the afternoon. I've had this foundation on for a little over 5 hours, and I gotta say, it's looking really good. It is starting to get just a little oily, like on my chin and around my T-zone a little bit, which I kind of figured just because it does say that it is a natural finish. It doesn't claim to be matte, but even for it having a natural finish and me having oily skin, I do feel like it's looking really nice. Still looks lightweight. It's keeping my skin, for the most part, pretty matte. And in the areas that it's not, it still looks flattering. Like, it doesn't look super oily. So hopefully it holds up throughout the day. I'll check back in at the very end of the night, but I've been really enjoying this foundation. All right, you guys, I'm back. It's the end of the day. As you can see, I am oily. I would definitely say that if you have oily skin or even combination skin, but for sure oily skin, make sure that you put some mattifying primer underneath your foundation if you do wear this, because you are gonna get a little oily. I am oily on my forehead, around my nose, and on my chin, but it doesn't look too bad. Like, it looks like a natural kind of dewy glow. It doesn't look bad, you know? So I would have some blotting sheets with you. I have not blotted at all. I haven't touched my skin throughout the day. I am shocked that there's still foundation on my chin. There is never foundation on my chin at the end of the day. So that means that this one is for sure super long wearing. Everything on my cheeks stayed exactly the same from when I applied it this morning. I would recommend this foundation, even though it did make me a little bit oily. I still really like it, and I love the finish. I love how natural it looks on the skin, and I would definitely recommend it. Even if you have oily skin, it still looks very nice. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, wrap up the video here. Let me know down in the comments if you have tried this foundation, and if you have, what your thoughts are of it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had a great day. I love you so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.